Okay, shall we?
We shall.
Begin? Okay, what are you clicking? Just your keys?
Keys.
Nice. Yeah, I had to, on the last one, I had to give them a fidget to stop messing with the microphone, and then she just started popping it right in front of it.
ASMR.
Yeah, exactly. It was bad.
Yes.
Welcome to Pulp Diction, the podcast where I talk about movies with my friends for an academic obligation. In any case, welcome back to the Pulp Diction podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Gibson, once again joined by whom?
Once again, guest star Lily Saunders. Namaste.
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 And,
What movie are we watching this week, Dylan?
this week we watched The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yay!
Released, it was late 90s or early 2000s. One of those.
Nope, 80s.
No, 80. Was it? No shot.
Yeah, shot.
I don't believe you.
I think it was like 85.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
If it's not,
92.
I'll cook my foot.
You'll what your
I
foot?
said I'll cook my foot.
1992.
Really?
Read them and weep.
Yeah, read it in a weep. Wow, really? Because the visuals did not look like 92. Yeah, no, I guess you're right. It is 92.
Yeah. Directed by Brian Henson.
Jim Henson's son.
Mm-hmm. I believe the first Muppet movie after Jim Henson died.
Yeah.
Because it is dedicated to him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the first credits.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, this is gonna kick off. This was the first Christmas movie I've watched this year.
Booyah. I didn't even watch it.
But, like, you didn't need to.
No, because I've watched Muppet Christmas Carol about 50 times over
yeah.
in the last year itself.
Oh my gosh.
Even, like, not on Christmas. Oh, yeah, I watch it all the time. When I was a little kid, me and my mom would watch it, because she had a TV in her bed, in her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So we would sit in her bed, and we would eat, like, crackers, like the saltines, and then take, like, Kraft mac and cheese, like the squares.
Right.
And then we'd rip it all up, and then, like, crunch up the crackers, and then we'd eat it like that. That's my cheese and cracker movie right there. Any time of year.
Honestly, yeah, no, that's fair. Like, pretty much any Muppet movie has, like, this comfy, cozy aspect of it to me. And Muppet Christmas Carol is probably the comfiest, coziest. Probably just because that's the one I've seen the most. I have no idea how many times I've seen it. It's just been in my life for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
Like, I didn't write any notes for this movie. The only other movies I've done that for were the original trilogy of Star Wars. And, like, I mean, if you know me, you know how much...
Look at the shirt.
Yeah, Star Wars.
I mean...
Little sweater, little Black
Star
Friday
Wars.
sweater. Yeah, the stand, the Darth Vader Black Series helmet box.
There.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's this is a big deal. This is a big movie to me.
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Like, it is just, everything about it is wonderful.
This movie to me is the epitome of winter and Christmas.
Yes.
Just like how Fantastic Mr. Fox is the epitome of fall.
Exactly.
It feels like those two movies are like the most comforting things that I can have for those seasons.
Yeah, exactly. Which, Fantastic Mr. Fox was the last episode I did with Lily.
That is correct.
It was a good one. Check it out if you have not.
Go watch.
But yeah, like, the Muppets are, like, just the whimsy, I guess, about them.
Oh my god, yeah.
Such a perfect fit
For Charles Dickens.
For Charles Dickens, for the Christmas season, for just all this stuff. It's just everything comes together in such a perfect way in this movie.
Yep.
And, like, they preserve that Charles Dickens voice, too, in such a clever way by making Gonzo Dickens himself, which is so funny.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Dickens. I think it's amazing, and I know that the creators had so much fun doing this because there's so much they could do with the puppetry itself.
Yeah.
They did things with, they did puppetry for all three of the ghosts. The little girl one scared the crap out of me then.
So
scared the
freaky.
crap out of me now. Hate it.
Yeah,
Hate her.
I think the best review I've read was that, why is the ghost of Christmas past neither Muppet nor man?
This is like weird liminal space.
Yeah.
Neither Muppet nor
Just this limbo. No,
purgatory.
it's a scary thing, that ghost. But yeah, apparently they did that. Like, they made this special puppet and they put it in like a tank underwater, a water tank.
That makes sense.
To give it like that floating effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds really cool. It's just that the face is so weird.
It's so freaky, and like I noticed that when Scrooge like takes her hand, it's this like really stiff, blatant baby doll hand, and I'm like, this isn't fair to the rest of her body, but that's okay.
You know, it's whatever. You gotta let some of these things slide. Like, so much of the rest of it is done so well. Like, you can't blame them for a couple. I
have no complaints about this movie.
No, like,
and I mean, maybe if I had watched like for the first time, like now, I don't really think even then I could find a complaint about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, it's so, even if it's not Jim Henson himself, Brian Henson works so closely with his father, and it's almost like you don't notice the difference.
Yeah,
it's
Jim,
like done by Brian Henson, but it's just Jim Henson.
Jim definitely passed on. Like, his creativity was unmatched.
Oh
right?
my god, yeah.
Like, we talked about that on Labyrinth, and he definitely passed at least a good amount of that on to Brian.
Of course he did.
And he's still running, like, Henson, whatever the company
Henson Studios,
right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It is a shame, I think, that we haven't gotten more movies like Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely more stories that could be, like, Muppetized, I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like nothing compares quite well to as Christmas Carol does as to Muppets. You could do plenty of different other stories with the Muppets, but I feel like Christmas Carol perfectly embodies, like, the seriousness of the story, but with the whimsy that you could add on to
exactly.
the
Like,
characters.
it's
a perfect story.
The comic relief of the Muppets, it's there. It's all throughout the story, and it's genuinely funny because the Muppets' sense of humor is amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, that comic relief never gets in the way of A Christmas Carol as a story. It never, like, diminishes it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't take away from it.
No, I think it adds. I mean, like, it really is a really good way to explain to a younger audience the story of A Christmas Carol while having the morals in a way that can speak to them.
Yeah.
And that's entertaining for both parents and kids. And that doesn't have innuendos or anything like that.
Exactly.
It's genuinely entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's so, like, it keeps all the themes and whatnot perfectly intact, I think. It has been a long time since I did read A Christmas Carol. I read it so a lot.
Should I should read it?
Wait, back. I thought it was good, but I was also in, like, 2nd grade.
You read, like, the Charles Dickens, like, full version of his language.
I used to be a reader, man.
2nd grade.
It was one of those grades. Maybe, like, 4th. It was
little 8-year-old you was reading Charles Dickens?
Little 8-year-old Dylan was reading Charles Dickens.
I was reading What?
I
don't know. I was reading Magic Treehouse, but it did not come out as that. I had to give up for a moment. Sorry, guys. It was bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great I dare say it's the best adaptation of A Christmas Carol.
I don't think that there's anything that could top it. Let's go scene by scene, because we don't have notes.
Let's do it.
Alright, so let's go opening scene. Like opening, it's got credits rolling down.
Credits, wonderful music playing.
The music, you got the town setting out.
It's like miniatures or something, I think.
It's very blatantly miniatures, but it works so well.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I didn't notice it, and I was like, oh, town. And then now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah. but the camera work is done in a way that it does take you down into the miniature town to make it Charles Dickens.
And, like, even if it is obvious that it's miniatures, like, have you seen Beetlejuice? Because the beginning
when I was really little.
the beginning of that, it's like bird's eye view of the town, and it's like very blatantly miniatures.
Yeah.
But it's like done in a way that's almost stylistic, like it's adding to the aesthetic.
It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Like Monty Python, when they have like the miniature castle, and it's like, look, there's Camelot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I thought it was supposed to be bigger. So it has that element to it of like, you know what it is.
Like dropping you right in this world that's like not quite real.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And which, like, you go more and more into that with all the Muppets. Like, one of the first shots of the movie, as it goes down, you see this, like, spider on this wall or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
spider
Muppet.
in the window, and it's a Muppet. Your first character you ever get introduced to is this, like, weird, gangly Muppet.
Yeah, and like it's like all these little guys just in the background and whatnot that just add so much life to it and, like, really immerse you in... Like, all the best Muppet movies, they just immerse you in this way that's like, these aren't Muppets, these are creatures.
Because they're people that live amongst us. Because like the human to Muppet ratio is like it's very equal in the movie itself. Like the humans interact with the Muppets very well. Like it's so well done that it's like there's no difference between them.
Exactly.
But like there is, but they don't acknowledge it, and so it just delves you deeper into this world that's not ours.
And the human that interacts possibly the best with the Muppets, little transition there, is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
A performance that has no right being as good as it is.
That might be his best one.
It might be.
I feel like it kind of
like
is.
I mean, he said himself, like, I'm gonna play this as straight as if I were with the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Yeah, Royal Shakespeare Company.
Yeah, I like to do a Michael Caine.
Michael Caine impression.
Michael Caine. Master Bruce, I found you.
And then, what's the line? He's like, he'll come around that corner. Where? There. When? Now. Yeah. And then, quite possibly, the hardest diss track that I've heard in my entire life.
I know, like, getting right into the musical numbers are so good,
Oh my god, they're amazing.
Like, every time I watch this movie, I'm like humming its tunes for weeks afterwards.
I'm singing them, it's amazing. For about 2 straight minutes, the hardest diss track against one dude ever.
Like, he walks
It's the entire town, and they're all dogging on this one guy.
Talking about how much of a dick he is for no reason. It's so good.
The whole thing is
and he's just there. Sucks. But it's shot so well, too. Like, he's walking through the opening shot, it's this, like, Dutch tilt, and he's like backlit, just shrouded in shadow. He's just like he just immediately casts this presence.
It's amazing, and like I love the one shot, especially where they're all singing or whatever, and his cane goes down into the water and splashes one of the Muppets. So it's like it shows that like he affects the smaller group of people the most. I love it. The style.
Yeah, everything about the song is so perfect. Like, no cheeses for us Mises.
I love it.
Sir, I want some cheese. My dad always says that. And, like, it can be a situation that has nothing to do with anything whatsoever, but someone will say cheese, and he'll just go, please, sir, I want some cheese.
No one ever knows what he's talking about.
But,
like a few select people.
But, yeah, this whole song is just amazing. It might be, like, easily the best song in a lot of other musicals. But
I really enjoy this song. I'm listening to it in my head right now.
Right.
Like, legitimately, I can hear it in my head. It's amazing. And then it introduces us to Bob Cratchit as well. So the transitions through this movie are beautiful.
Right.
Because, like, it doesn't feel like anything... Because, like, there are some movies where, like, they have, like, a jump clip to something, and it's, like, that shouldn't be there, or, like, it doesn't need to be there. And the transitions are, like... They're lost on you, and then it makes you a little bit confused. I was watching Robots today, and there's at one point where, like, Rodney gets into, like, the Capitol building, whatever, and he's like, here's my invention! It's a little, like, teacup guy. And then the guy is like, no! And then he kicks him out a window, the teacup, right? And then the next scene, so I'm expecting, like, to see the teacup, or whatever. The next scene is Rodney, and he's, like, magnetized to this thing, and then he gets dumped off. Like, I get that, but it took me a minute.
It's just like a jarring edit.
It took me a minute to realize what was going on. I feel like in this movie, it's the correct pace that it needs to be.
Yeah, no, the thing about editing in a movie is, like, if you do it well enough, people shouldn't notice it. And
no, it should be one continuous thing.
Yeah, and, like, yeah, this movie very much has that. Just, like, all movies, Muppet movies especially, what you don't notice is just as important, if not more so, than what you do notice.
Of course.
Like I said, like, a lot of the time you're not even thinking about who's puppeteering the Muppets. You're just thinking, that's a guy.
That's a real
Gonzo.
thing. That's a real thing. Like, that's Kermit. That's Kermit. That's all it is.
Exactly. And, like, but you have to think, like, in these shots where Michael Caine's walking through these just crowds of Muppets.
It's dudes, like, underneath the set, and just, like, crouched down. Yeah,
and he, like... I guess what they would do for a lot of these was he would be walking on these, like, really thin wooden planks. Yeah. Just while they were all underneath, just to accommodate the space they needed. And, like, you can't even tell that. Like,
no, it looks beautiful.
And that's, like, the most basic level of Muppet trick they do for these things. Because they got so creative, man.
I love Muppet. I love Muppetry.
I love Muppetry.
Muppetry, because it's so different than regular puppetry. Like, there are so many different things that you can do. I mean, it's the very basics of puppetry. It's just your hand inside of a thing going like this.
Yeah.
But it works so well.
It does.
I mean, I love it.
Like, one shot I was thinking about, like, how I'm wondering how they did that, was when Gonzo picks up Rizzo and, like, wipes him on the window. Yeah.
And it's like, no, this really is a dirty city.
Right. I'm thinking, like, so how did they do this? How does he grab the rat and wipe the rat?
He has to grab the rat. I feel like they have to, like, tape it or something, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Well, what I noticed was first he puts his hand there and Rizzo's there, and then it cuts to another shot. So I'm wondering if they just did that, then made like a separate one with like the hand and the rat stuck together.
Fused together.
Yeah, and then they did the wiping shot, and then they did the one where he lets him go back with the separate one. I don't know.
I mean, that seems pretty logical.
Yeah, I do really wish there was like a documentary or something just about this movie.
I feel like there's like a behind the scenes.
There definitely is. Like, I think we have the DVD somewhere. I might have to check that out. I don't know. Anyway, scene by scene.
Scene by scene. So we introduced to
great
Bob
character
Cratchit.
Introduction. Bob Cratchit, great character introduction. Played by Kermit the Frog, of course.
Of course it's Kermit. And he comes in, and we also see the little bunny Muppet. My favorite, by the way.
Yes.
My favorite guy. Love him. I want him right now. Little thing right there. Love him. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then, wreath gets thrown at him. And then we get introduced to the human character of Fred.
Fred, yeah, the nephew.
The nephew, Scrooge's nephew, who... He's kind of there.
Yeah,
He's in, like, one other scene.
I have seen some people say that Fred is kind of... Just all the non-Muppet characters aside from Michael Caine are just kind of there and kind of uninspired.
Yeah, I feel like they're not really there, but I do feel like Fred does have that whimsy about him.
I do like Fred.
He's one of the good, like, human characters that I personally like. Because I feel like he's good. I feel like young Scrooge didn't really fully encompass, like, the need and, like, the drive to work.
Yeah. Just that, I don't know, that sharpness, I guess, that Michael Caine had. I don't know if sharpness is the right word.
It's the bluntness that he had.
Bluntness,
and, like, the blunt coldness. But I feel
coldness,
I feel like also, like, it kind of makes sense, though, that, like, Scrooge is, like, young, is, like...
Like, this is Scrooge becoming the old
Yeah,
Scrooge.
this is him, like, and then after his life... We'll get to that, though. We'll get to that. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let me see the crew. The Rats.
The Rats.
Favorite little
That's
guys.
another little musical sequence after he convinces Scrooge to let him close up shop and they don't have to come in for work on Christmas.
Oh, that's true. We also get introduced to the Doctor and Beaker.
Bunsen and Beaker, yes.
Bunsen and Beaker.
Who try to get him to donate to charity for the homeless. And, if they'd rather die, they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. Yes.
They'd rather do that. I'm like, oh, goodness. They better be going.
And leave Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I love I love that line delivery.
Mr. Scrooge to his business. Ew, that was very accurate. I don't know how I feel about that. First time was good.
Okay, first time. Okay.
First timer. You're like, oh my gosh.
But yeah, he throws them out, and then is the bunny rabbit dude.
Yeah, and then he's, what do you want? And he's like, penny for the song, governor?
Yeah, and he chucks the wreath at him, and it's a whole thing. Then the close up, which is the second song.
The second song.
Yeah, it's fun. Like,
I quite like it. I will say it is kind of like a cozier song. So it
totally.
I mean, so it is something that you kind of like would put on at Christmas time, like to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you would listen to that. I mean, it's called One More Sleep Before Christmas. So I feel like you would listen to it Christmas Eve, and then you go to bed.
No, yeah, this song, like, I don't know, it just reminds me of just being under a blanket, on the couch, watching Muppet Christmas Carol with the fam, like, fire pits on.
Yeah.
There's kind of the scent of, like, gingerbread in the air, and it's comfy.
It's so cozy. It's like, this is It does have that childhood wonder of like and like excitement of like oh yeah, like there's only one more sleep till Christmas, and like you're not gonna stay awake for that.
Yeah.
And then you have Bob Cratchit and his son,
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Can't be with us this year. Tiny Tim, and he's there, and then him and his dad, and they start singing. And I always like seeing like the very blatant like green screen behind them, and like Kermit's like legs. Up.
But like it was 92, so this was very impressive. I mean, I think it still is impressive.
I mean, none of it takes me out of it though. Not like how Labyrinth did with because they didn't use a green screen. Apparently, it's a black screen. They used a black screen for like the monkey, for like the weird like creature like Firebird scene.
Yeah,
they used a black screen instead of a green screen.
Okay, interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so they rendered it on top of that, and it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good, but it was the 80s. But I feel like even then in the 80s, you could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
But I feel like even then, you know what? Off topic.
Off topic, yeah.
Yeah, we have a separate video about that. Watch that one.
But yeah, there are a couple shots I just remembered about the One More Sleep Till Christmas. Like, look at the skating scene, right?
The penguin skating party.
Yeah.
Favorite.
I love it. Like, first you see Kermit in like a pretty blatant, like, I want to say computer generated shot where he's going down, and then he switches legs. Yeah. But it looks pretty good, I think.
I mean, it takes nothing out of it for me. It's like I'm watching Kermit just do him.
Kermit's doing his thing, and then Gonzo tries it too. And this was like you can tell this one's practical. So I'm wondering how did he? He goes.
I feel like the guy underneath me was just like.
I mean,
this
probably
and I just kept walking.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot, and then I think the last shot of that song is Kermit
when the star
and the
goes
shooting
across.
Star, yeah,
Bing, perfect.
It's so perfect.
It adds. I mean, like, cause in this shot especially, you can really tell. Like, I can feel the cold through the screen. Like, it feels like a really cold, nice, crisp, like December night before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it feels, and I feel like I can like smell the air too.
Oh yeah,
it goes in your nose and it hurts because it's so cold.
I'd rather not smell England air. To be honest.
No one would. Sorry for the abroad viewers.
I'm not. But,
I'm not.
yes, Tiny Tim takes him. He's got Tim on his shoulders. They're doing a little ditty. Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. Yeah.
La, la, la.
And he's, like, scatting. Yeah, bing bong.
Bing bong.
But
the old meme.
I get home and it's you're introduced to the family.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy's the wife.
Miss Cratchit.
And the daughters. Emily Cratchit, and then what is it? Belinda and
Bettina and Belinda.
Bettina and Belinda, yes.
I'm Bettina.
And
I'm Belinda. Of course you are Bettina. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think it's supposed to be Kermit's nephew that plays his older son.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
Either that or Kermit's nephew plays his son.
Or
like
plays Tiny Tim, yeah.
One of those two.
It's one of the two. I don't know. I'm unfortunately not that familiar with Muppet lore.
I went deep.
You went deep?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. We have an expert on the pod.
We don't have Pepe though.
No Pepe, that's right.
Pepe didn't appear at
that's
one
so
point.
sad.
And I thought about it at one point, and I was like, Pepe's not there.
I know. Why wasn't Pepe there? I mean,
Pepe was around.
Yeah.
At that time, wasn't he? Right?
I think so.
You're a Muppet.
I feel like he was a thingy.
Maybe they just thought that Pepe shouldn't be allowed in
Maybe.
Like, a nice Muppet Christmas Carol. What year did Pepe Le Prawn? No, not Pew.
One of my favorite clips is when he's like interviewing women.
Yeah.
He goes, "Are you attracted to me?"
Yes.
Yeah. How old are you? I'm 16.
You are not attracted to me. No, he's new.
Is he?
He came out in 96.
Really?
Yeah, so he wasn't even a thing yet.
I was not aware of that. Okay.
I mean, either. So he first appeared on Muppets Tonight in 1996.
Huh. Fascinating. Okay. I learned something new.
His alias is Pepino Rodrigo Serrano Gonzalez.
Goodness. Oh, okay. Nice.
Alright, man. Whatever you like. Yeah, he wasn't a thing.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
See, oh yeah, and then Miss Piggy's picking
Miss
out
Piggy.
on the chestnuts.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like, as much as I keep seeing chestnut, of like roasting chestnuts and stuff, I see none of it in stores. I don't think it would taste good, by the way. It's a nut.
I've never had chestnuts.
I imagine it to have the taste of an almond with the texture of a cashew.
Huh.
That's how I imagine it to be. I'm not interested either.
You're not interested in finding out? Yeah, me neither. I'm not a big nut guy.
I'll have the odd cashew here and there. Or if it's like chili pistachios.
Big pistachio guy.
Pistachios. If you give me like chili pistachios,
Let's
gone. Don't leave me alone with them, man. What is it?
Duly noted.
What is the texture of a
of a chestnut?
So it is like a cashew.
It is. Oh, look at you. Okay.
So it says soft, floury, and slightly buttery. Often described as similar to a cooked potato.
Fascinating.
I don't think that's right.
But then we get back to Scrooge's whole story.
In his house.
Gonzo and Rizzo are like trying to get a peep. And
dude, the doorknob.
The doorknob.
Scrooge! Yeah. I like how I was watching it and he was like, he like literally went like full square and went, yeah. And I was like, man. I thought that was the most terrifying thing when I was younger, and I was like, even when I was young, like, or older, I guess, I was like 12. I was like, this is terrifying. I'm like, how do I get my covers like this? No!
Yeah, that part did always freak me out a little bit. Oh, I should turn my ringer off.
I will say that I was scared of doorknobs like I saw it a week.
Yeah. Because of I was.
When I was like 8, and I was like, you can't touch it.
Now it'll turn into Waldorf, or was it Statler? And
they fused together in my mind.
Yeah, that you can't have one without the other.
No.
Which it's so funny because in the original story there's only one Marley. It's just Jacob Marley, I believe. But they make it two so they can do.
I think so they can have the two. But, dude, okay. Third song comes in, Marley and Marley.
Oh, yes.
Banging song.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Yep, that is one of my favorite. I think that's my favorite song, and then the Scrooge comes after that, and then the Scrooge diss track.
I think that's fair. I think that's a good ranking.
It's wonderful.
It is. It's so fun, and it gets across, like, what they're doing so well with, like, the message,
your chains are born
by what you say and do. You'll have your fun when life is done. A nightmare waits for you.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And then even like the boxes are Muppets too.
I know.
They like talk, and I'm like, this is
like
great.
Talk about the creativity of this movie. Like, and when they start wrapping around him, and oh my gosh.
It really does have that feeling of like dread and existential crisis.
Yeah.
While being two Muppets.
Being two Muppets.
Oh,
yeah.
being two Muppets.
Like, it's so fun, but like it's setting up the stakes. Like, if he doesn't change his ways, he's cooked. He's cooked.
He's cooked. His cook is gonna be just like them.
Yeah.
But I did not realize that there was only one Marley.
Yeah.
Jacob Marley. I thought that is Jacob and what's the other one's name?
I'm not sure. Robert?
I think it's Robert. Jacob and Robert Marley.
Which, now that I think about it, I'm wondering if that's like a Bob Marley joke.
I hate that. Wait, was there only...
There was only one Marley in the original story. Like, have you seen any other, like, adaptations of it?
No.
Because, yeah. I saw Scrooged way back. I actually don't think I've seen the Zemeckis one that with, like, the weird motion capture animation with Jim Carrey. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yes!
the Polar Express style?
Yeah, the Polar Express, yeah, it's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I actually don't think I've seen that one.
I refuse.
You refuse? Too scary?
No, it just makes me feel odd.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching something that I shouldn't be watching. Like, I feel like if I watch it, I'm gonna be embarrassed if my mom comes in and watches it, and she's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, I don't know! I feel like it's gonna be that kind of thing.
Yeah. What I did see a couple of years... really an adaptation. There's this movie Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. They're kind of doing like a Christmas Carol musical type deal. Ryan Reynolds is like the Scrooge type character, and Will Ferrell is the ghost of Christmas Present. But it's like, I don't know, it's very self-aware. It's not great.
It's just Deadpool 2.0.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in every movie, is the thing.
That's true.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's no Muppet Christmas Carol. But what?
No, we both took a breath at the same time.
No.
I was like, man, that's gross. I saw one other adaptation, and it was animated, and it had Hugh Jackman in it. I think it was Hugh Jackman. It was animated, and everybody, oh my god, on my TikTok For You page, I think it was like maybe 2 years ago, everybody was simping over Scrooge. Simping!
Was Hugh Jackman Scrooge?
Yes! Wait a minute, I have it. Wait, I have a song from it downloaded because it was fire.
Really? Okay.
It's called Luke Evans. Did you ever see the live action Beauty and the Beast?
I did.
Gaston.
I did. Okay,
That's the guy
I
who
thought
plays him.
that's who that was.
It's called Scrooge: A Christmas Carol. And Luke Evans plays him. It's 2022, so 2 years ago.
Oh, so recent. Okay.
This dude! Everybody was simping over him!
Oh, that.
Over him! Not that guy,
Not
but
that one.
not that
That's
one.
Jim Carrey.
That's Jim Carrey. This one. Everybody was simping over it.
Yeah, I did see stuff. I forgot about that.
It was
stuff.
awful. Wait, I think.
Oh,
Yes!
not young Scrooge.
Yes, they're simping over young Scrooge, man! Getting him!
I've seen some people simping over young Scrooge in this movie.
I'm so tired. That's it, I'm just tired. Oh, yes, young Scrooge.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people will thirst over anything and anyone.
Most recently, I was around someone that was doing a Hear Me Out thing. And, correct me if I'm wrong, a Hear Me Out, that was originally like Hear Me Out, but I would do this person.
Yes.
Wasn't that what it is?
I'm pretty sure.
I think now it's like, some people think it's like, Hear Me Out, this person's attractive.
Yeah.
No. When I was coming around, it's like, Hear Me Out, I would do
Back
this
in
person.
my day.
Back in my day!
Yeah.
It was like that. And so this person was like naming off things, and I was like, that's a human, that doesn't count.
No, yeah,
it's
people
a
are doing
human
these,
person,
like, people are doing these
This
Hear Me
said
cakes.
Swahili.
Like the language?
The language!
Okay.
They said the Taj Mahal, the Vatican City,
Okay. What?
the letter H.
I was gonna say, I've heard ones with, like, the letter H or the number 8 and that sort of deal. I don't know. I don't understand it. I think I'm too old. I'm an old man in a young man's world.
Shut up! Absolute cornball. Oh my god. But like, I don't get it, because like, people are always like, oh, hear me out like Nick Wilde, and I'm like, oh, furry. If you like Nick Wilde, you're a furry, I don't care who you are.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad thing. Let me preface right now. Being a furry is not a bad thing. I'm not one. I'm just saying, if that's what you like to do, it's what you like to do. But if you like Nick Wilde and you find him attractive, you're a furry and you're denying it. Look to your left, look to your right. 100% of those people are lying.
Oh.
They're furries. They like them.
They're furries.
Telling you right now, man.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, you got the...
This is a bipedal animal with human characteristics.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if it's the voice you like, sure. The voice could be attractive to some people. But if it's like the character itself, crossing dangerous territories. Make a joke.
Do you think people are attracted to Gonzo in this movie? So the Marley Brothers do their song, and it's wonderful, and I love it so much. And Scrooge, he comes back to normality. He's like, oh, it was just a dream, just food poisoning. There's more gravy than the grave.
Grave of you too.
Yeah.
Gravy than a grave.
Just like, but like they're like, the first ghost will visit you, and the clock strikes one. Yeah. And the bell tolls one. He's like, oh, nothing happened.
He's
and
he opens one eye.
The first ghost when the bell tolls one. Because
This Gonzo.
Yeah.
He's sitting on that stupid branch. I will say, let's talk about one thing real quick. The food that Scrooge is eating, bomb. It looked
Like,
so good.
What was it? Like bread?
Bread and cheese.
Bread and cheese.
That's it.
It did look good.
Fire.
Yeah.
A peasant's meal. Fire. 10 out of 10 would eat. Have eaten. Will probably eat again soon.
Have eaten peasant's meal. Will continue eating peasants.
I love eating peasant's meal. Last night I had soup with mashed potatoes, like, in the bowl with it. I felt like a medieval lord. Like having my meal.
Actually, you'd be a medieval lady. I'm sorry.
Not that you know of.
Okay. So the ghost of Christmas Past appears. We touched on that. It's a freaky little girl. I don't like the way I said that. I don't like that phrasing. It's a weird looking little girl.
Actually, I'm not gonna say that on the air.
Yeah.
Wait, what you should do is that you should, like, cut all the rest of this out and just say, like, I'm not gonna say it on the air, and then cut you, yeah, and then just the conversation again.
I should do that.
It should just be that.
Yeah.
Evil things. Yeah, the weird-looking kid.
Weird-looking kid, they fly,
and then Gonzo, he, like, does, like, the rope.
It's like a grappling hook.
Up on Scrooge's foot. I don't know how he doesn't notice.
And that works for some reason. Don't think about it.
Like
it's
usual.
Fine. And they're able to go to the past also. And, like, they can't interact with the people of the past, but Gonzo and Rizzo knock over a shelf. And also, like, well, I think what it is...
The cat.
It's, like, the cat, yeah. But also, I think it's, like, almost supposed to be a play because he corrects Sam. Like, he refers to Sam, the eagle, as Sam and corrects him on his line. It's the American way. It's the British way. Yeah. It's the British way.
Yeah. Wait, it's the American way. Hey, Sam. It is the British way.
Yeah.
It brings back some of that moment of like don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives that kind of
these moments of levity between all the just this is Scrooge being like a weirdo when he was a kid.
Christmas is a stupid holiday anyway. Angry little British boy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because when I watched Scrooge: A Christmas Carol, like the animated one, it showed. I don't know how true this is to like the original story, or even if like the original Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens included this factoid, I guess, in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like it showed that Scrooge growing up was really poor, and then like he had to help support his sister, and his sister got like taken away, or whatever. Or, like she got like whatever because they were poor and he couldn't like get money. So like him going to school might have been him like trying to get out of squalor. Like why he's so obsessed with money is because he grew up poor.
You said that was the Netflix thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the Netflix one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I feel like Scrooge's, like, whole thing is that, like, he might have grown up a little bit poor. That's why he's obsessed with money.
That's a reasonable take, actually.
Like Mr. Krabs.
Like Mr. Krabs? Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yep. Mr. Krabs... Okay, there's a lot of different episodes... Sidebrand. There's a lot of different episodes between, like, Krabs and Plankton that can, like, describe, like, how they got to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
There's one episode in, like, the later seasons that have Krabs in, like, rags that he got from Old Man Jenkins. And him and Mama Krabs are, like, really poor. And he meets Plankton, and they're, like, trying to make money together, so they make up the Krabby Patty formula. And then there's this big argument, and Krabs takes the formula and goes off. And they makes a lot of money, and he, like, helps his mom buy a house, whatever. So, like Mr. Krabs, where, like, he grew up really poor, and now he's obsessed with money.
Right. Yeah, I'd never really thought of Scrooge as anything more than, like, he's a rich guy, he doesn't want to share.
That's true.
I mean, but yeah, like, that it is fair to think, like, he could have grown up in some way that led him to be just kind of a dick.
I mean, that also could have just been Netflix trying to, like, give sympathy to a character instead of just being, like, the bad character is bad because.
Yeah. Which is, like, I feel like that is kind of the point of the original story.
He's just sucks. Like, he just sucks.
Yeah, he's just an awful human being through and through. And even, like, an awful human being like that can change and be redeemed, you know? Which is, you know, the whole thing about Christmas and redemption.
Right.
And all that fun stuff.
Yep. So we get into the schoolhouse, and it shows Scrooge watching himself grow up over the years. And then what I think is also really cool is how they also included the schoolhouse itself aging and withering away, which makes a lot of sense. So it shows passage of time, and also just like it's a nice visual effect.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's very good at just showing how time passes. Like not like you said, not just with the character getting older, but with the setting growing older. And you change into other parts of the setting, like his first job and that Christmas party where he meets Belle. And that's a whole thing.
Who...
She's like his love interest.
I didn't think she was that pretty growing up.
Yeah.
I thought they could have cast someone better. I really did. But also... maybe don't include that, that's kind of mean. But also, like...
You're mean.
And that is kind of
mean. And I will include it.
Oh, no.
Whatever.
She was just kind of there.
She was just kind of there. Like, we don't really get to see why he cared so much about her that he essentially was salty about this breakup for the rest of his life.
I think... Because she did sing at some point. She had a song. And then...
Have you seen the full extended version? It just adds the one song back that she had. Have you seen that version?
Yeah, we have it on my VHS.
Okay, yeah. Because that version is on Disney Plus, which is... Like, they have the theatrical release, and then in the extras you can go in there, and it has this, like, sad, slow song that they cut.
Yeah, because just singing.
Yeah, because they thought kids wouldn't like it.
They'd be right.
I mean, they'd be right, but I don't think it was the right move to cut it because it's important.
It adds more explanation than the fact of that of just that I love you, Belle. You did once, which, by the way, fire line to end on. Fire line. I use it all the time.
Do you?
I do.
You come into a lot of situations.
No. Recently, somebody was like, I think it was my mom, and she was like, no, listen, and she was like, oh yeah, no, I can own the dishwasher for you if you want, and I was like, you did once, and then I used it like that. So
nice. I mean,
it's extendable.
Quite extendable. Is that the right? You know what?
Probably
it's right.
Not.
It's fine. It's good enough. Yeah, she sings this like sad little ditty. About just when love is gone, I believe is the name of the song. It's not my favorite, but I mean, I don't know.
That's nice.
Nice little message. Leaves Rizzo like sobbing, which that's one of the reasons it's better. Like this cut is better because when you take that song out, then Rizzo's just like sobbing uncontrollably. And you're like... For no reason.
Because, I mean, I did notice that as a kid, by watching it, and I'm like, they broke up, why is he crying?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then Scrooge is like,
leave me! Spirit, no more.
Yeah.
No more.
And he's like, leave me!
So that's the end of the first ghost, right?
And then he sits down on his bed, which is a great transition. I like that.
Because he was, like, holding her, like, robes or whatever she's wearing.
No, that was the Ghost of Christmas feature.
Oh, you're right. He
sits down on the stone wall and he's like this, and he sits down on his bed instead.
And then is the ghost
almost immediately afterwards.
Yeah, like these, like it's like lights and music.
Come in and know me better, man.
Which
did I say that? You did, yeah.
Which is awesome.
I love Ghost of Christmas.
I love him so... Like, immediately.
Ghost of Christmas
I'm sold on this guy.
Immediately, like, as a kid, I clocked it, and I was like, Santa, that's Santa. It's blatantly supposed to be Saint Nick. Yeah. Because like, he gives presents, he gives, like, the big Santa thing.
Yeah, big beard, big guy.
A big guy. And he's like 1,200 of my brothers have come before me. So it's like exponential
Over
Santa.
1800,
Over
I
1800, yeah.
And this would have been the 1800s, and we're going... After Christ.
0 BC. He's living presents for, like, isopods.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, you got all that going, and he shows Scrooge the joys of Christmas Day, I guess.
Another song.
Another banger.
Fire, by the way. Love that song.
Oh, my gosh.
Love
it's
that
just
song.
happy. It makes me happy.
It makes me so joyous.
I know.
I feel joy.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. Like, this movie makes me feel Christmas.
The movie makes you feel every single emotion that you could, and it's associated with Christmas.
Exactly.
It's amazing. I feel like this is the song that I associate with of like waking up on Christmas morning and like with your family and your and like you're making up all your presents or whatever.
Like it perfectly embodies just that feeling of Christmas Day, which is what it's trying to do. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it does that perfectly.
It does.
He's just such a whimsical guy.
I love him. This is the scene where Saint Nick, or Christmas present, is trying to explain to Scrooge what the holiday is really about. Because as a kid, he never really got to experience that because he never went home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, also, like, maybe, like, he never celebrated it at home. Maybe that's why he was kind of...
Jewish.
Celebrated Hanukkah and stuff. Oh, my God. So, like, he's really explaining now of, like, this is why we have Christmas. It's not for money. It's not for presents. It's for, like, family and friends to be together. The dancing sequence, by the way, with everybody twirling in their dresses and everything, the choreography is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only is it humans doing that, but it's also Muppets at the same time. It's wonderful.
It's another thing, like, a part of you is just like, oh, it's so wonderful. But a part of me is just like, how did they do that?
A part of me with movies like these doesn't want to know how
No, exactly.
It's like, I'd rather believe in the
like, it almost diminishes the sense of wonder.
I feel like it does entirely. Because, like, with Labyrinth, I wasn't pulled into it, so I wanted to know why they did it and how they did it.
Yeah.
I wanted to nitpick it apart and, like, be like, why did you do this? What was this choice for? With Muppet Christmas Carol, every single choice is deliberate. I don't want to know how you did it.
Right.
I just want to watch the movie. That's all it needs to be. Like, okay, example, I was at Disney World in 5th grade, going in, like, my summer going into 5th grade, and we were in Pandora, and...
Oh, Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar. And so there's this exhibit there, or this ride, that you can go on, and, like, you're riding a banshee. So you're on the little thingy, and then and it's got this, like, 3D screen ahead of you.
Yeah.
And you move up and down with the screen itself. And then it has, like, scents that come out in front of you, so you smell it. And at some point, I got curious, and I was like, So I looked behind me, and the entire room was going up and down. Like, you could tell it was.
Yeah.
And, like, for a moment, it took me out of it, and I was like, I almost wish that I hadn't seen that.
Like, oh, man. Yeah.
You know,
like, you saw the man behind the curtain.
I did. Like, I saw, like, the magician was there, and he told me his secrets.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, damn. Anyway... Boom! And you're like back to it. But I feel like with Muppets, the magic is that like you believe that they're real.
Exactly.
Like you don't need to know how they did it.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like just not knowing is so nice, and like I don't even want to know.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
Perfect.
There are some stories that I am like fascinated, like the original Muppet movie with Kermit on the banjo.
Love. It's just some guy. It's Jim Henson inside of the log.
He's in like this water tank.
Yeah, because it's underneath the lake.
Yeah, he had like a very limited amount of air. I remember reading about that in this like Jim Henson book when I was real little. They had like a picture. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they have this wonderful musical number. But this segment of the movie kind of ends on a sort of a bitter note because he does see his nephew and all them having fun and playing games and all that stuff, and then they're playing yes and no, right?
Yeah, the yes and no game.
And he's talking about a horrible creature nobody likes, and he finds out he's talking about Scrooge.
Yeah, his own nephew is talking about him that way.
Yeah, he's talking.
And he's like, show me no more. And then they go to Bob Cratchit's house, so that they can experience Christmas there.
Yeah, and like they get all the joy of that, and it's very nice, very fun. But, of course, that also ends on sort of a what's going to happen
with
sort
Tiny
of note.
Tim.
Because Tiny Tim's coughing. He ain't doing too hot.
I know.
And, like, please, Spirit, what comes of Tiny Tim? I see a... I don't know. I see a...
He's like, what does Santa say? He's like, I cannot be certain, but I see a certain empty chair by the fireplace. Oh, no.
And it came
without an owner, yeah. He's like, oh, no.
Which, like, playing to see... Like, you already know, like... This is what's gonna happen.
Like Tiny Tim's kind of out of there.
He's screwed. They go to the graveyard, and the ghost of Christmas present must bid him farewell.
And he kind of twinkles away.
Yeah, he twinkles away. He dies, basically, right? Like,
yeah, he does.
That's the ghosts of present have a very short lifespan. It's kind of an interesting, I don't know, just take, like, I guess the implication is they're born on Christmas Day and die at the end of Christmas Day, or they're born at, I don't know.
I feel like that might be it. Like, they're, like, created for Christmas, and then they go away.
Yeah, like Christmas itself, and...
like, that is the spirit of Christmas, so when Christmas Day ends, so do they.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you enjoy it while it lasts, you know, but once it's gone until next year. And then the Ghost of Christmas Future comes.
That thing scared the crap out of me as a kid. Oh my god. That thing
he looks like
nightmares.
a Dementor.
It legitimately, I thought it was a Dementor when I was a kid. I was like, what is this thing doing
He's gonna suck his soul out.
Yeah, cross-contamination between movies.
Right.
Get him out.
But just this big hooded thing with just a void under the hood and doing ominous pointing.
The pointing of the hand.
Yeah.
I will say, for as much as this thing gave me the creeps, it's one of my favorite puppets in the entire film.
Yeah.
Because they gave it such personality without having a face or a voice.
I know.
It's just like, it had... It conveyed sympathy towards the creatures that were there without having a face, without having a voice. Just simple movements.
Which is such a testament to, like, the designers of the Ghost, to the director and the cinematographers
and the
who were able, the puppeteers, everyone, and the music, the sound, the people who did the score, just everything was able to come together. Not just for this Ghost, but for everything about this movie to communicate things to the audience without, like, spelling it out.
It was really one of those things where you didn't have to ask a question in order to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be like, who's that guy or who's that guy?
Because you can figure out, they trust you to figure out the answer
Everything
anyway.
was introduced to you in a way that you would know who this is.
Like, Muppets are obviously for kids, but it never talks down.
I feel like the Muppets are notorious.
Well, they're for everyone.
They're for everyone. I feel like the Muppets are notorious for conveying to every single crowd without having to diminish itself.
No, it never talks down to
anyone. It never
anyone.
does.
And, you know, it's beautiful for that. But the Ghost of Christmas Future shows him all the awful stuff that might come of...
I got his blankets. They're still warm.
And it's very obvious, I think, from the beginning.
Scrooge.
It's Scrooge, but Scrooge is like,
I feel like he's in, like, denial.
I think. He
I
definitely
think, like,
is.
He knew immediately, but he was like, it's some other guy. It's not
some
me.
other guy that is like what I could.
Because I feel like if you see your bed sheets and you're like, that's not me. Like, what did you know what your bed sheets
Denial's
look
a
like?
river in Egypt, honey.
Yes, your husband is... Well, he's dead. So, I will say, like, with the Ghost, it looks very frightening and very compelling, and it looks malicious, but at no point
but it's not. It doesn't do anything.
At no point did it ever try to
showing
hurt.
him around.
It just showed him what could become.
Yeah.
So it was... I feel like the Ghost of Christmas to Come really embodies that feeling of dread and despair and anxiety of, like, what can come.
Of the future.
Of the future. And the Ghost itself is being like, this is what could happen. Here's something that you could do to change it. Where, like, it didn't feel like it was out to get him. It was more of a way of like I'm what's going to happen.
Like, this is the final warning. Like,
yes.
All of these ghosts are teaching him the lesson, right?
Yeah.
And this is the final, like, wake-up call, get your together.
Yeah.
Or, that's gonna be you.
Yeah, literally. And he, like, wipes his nail
The
off.
gravestone.
And he's like, Ebenezer Scrooge! He starts crying. He's like, please, Spirit.
Please, Spirit, show me no more. I will live in the past, the
and
present, and the future. Oh,
please. And then he, like, I love this scene where he's, like, grabbing on his robe, and then he comes down, and
Michael
it's his
Caine's
own
performance again, just
of
so
course, as always.
good, so emotional.
I'm here. And my clothes are here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the curtains are still here. He's, like, grabbing them, and he's like,
he has the energy of a man with a newfound lease on life. He's just
almost happy as
giddy as a schoolboy.
Yeah.
All that's
I was married as a schoolboy.
Yeah. He's so happy, and, like, you have to feel happy too. You know, it's very infectious.
It is. It does have this feeling of, like, relief.
Like,
not
you
only
know,
for
it
him,
is
but
good
for,
to
like,
be
for
alive.
us. Yeah.
And he sees the rabbit again, right?
Yeah. What's today, my fine fellow?
Well, it's Christmas Day,
Christmas
of course.
Day, of course.
A magnificent boy. A clever boy.
Yeah, he's like, oh gosh. I feel like if I was that rabbit, I wouldn't be like immediately so like taken with the guy that literally threw a wreath at me the day before. He's like, I'll give you a shilling. No, I'll give you 10 shillings.
That just gives them the back. Yeah, and it's man, it's so great. He runs off with
it. That part does give a feeling of like to other people as well of like the future can be daunting, but you can change it and it can be better.
Mm-hmm.
So it does give that little moral of like, hey, like things are bad, but you can change it.
Yeah, what does Scrooge say? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. The future isn't set in stone. That's not it.
Something like
it's something
that.
along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's another musical sequence. Which the future is the only one that doesn't have like a musical number, isn't it?
No, that one does not have a musical number. That's the only scene that doesn't have a musical number.
Like, what's the word I'm looking? I don't know. Kind of emphasizing that
it's more serious.
The seriousness, the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a musical number wouldn't fit in that one at all, even if they tried.
No.
Anyway, he goes into one about it's another really lovely one. I'm trying to remember. I feel bad for not remembering it.
I can sing it in my mind.
Yeah, like I'm hearing the melody. The melody.
Like
nephew and niece to me. With a thankful heart.
Close and a thankful heart.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
So he's just, the life is but a journey, who knows where it ends, the whole thing. So the whole thing is him just, like, giving back to the people.
Giving back to like, you see all these people that he wronged earlier in the movie.
Yeah, and they're all following after him.
And writing them. He's making, he's righting wrongs.
He's making amends.
He runs into Bunsen and Beaker again. Oh my gosh.
Put me down for that, and then he gets his Christmas gift.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The red scarf.
Beaker takes off his scarf and gives it to that shit makes me emotional.
That scene was very sweet. I did love it.
It's so sweet.
A gift for me?
Yeah, his reaction totally makes it.
It really does. It's you can tell it's like oh, like if I give, then I can get as well.
Yeah, you the love you make is equal to the love you... Shoot, what's the Beatles lyric I'm thinking of? And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
I think it is.
Something
or
like
either that or it's...
It's an Abbey Road.
I think it's the love you give is equal to the love that you take.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I should know.
You should know.
I should know.
So they do that whole thing. They buy the giant turkey.
Yep. To Bob Cratchit, and then Gonzo pops up and it's like Tiny Tim, who
did not die. Yeah.
Oh, I love that part.
Oh man, yeah. And they go to the Cratchits, and I love how he like puts on, he like shushes everybody. Yeah, it's like trying to get your friends to shut up when you're pulling a prank.
Yeah, I just feel that. Those like,
shh, go. And the rabbit's still there. He's like, go.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has to put on a serious face. He's going.
Yeah.
He's like, Bob Cratchit!
Yeah.
And, like, he's scared.
Senseless.
Absolutely. It's so funny.
And then I like Miss Piggy, and she's like, I'll give you a minute! Yeah. And therefore you! And
I am raising your salary! I'll raise your salary!
I'll raise your salary right off the concrete! You're raising his what?
And he's so great. And it's, I don't know, it's just a lovely, lovely sequence of events going on.
It's a wonderful, wonderful story. I truly love the entire movie.
Yeah, it's so just happy. It's such an infectiously optimistic just look at Christmas and life and everything.
Yeah. I feel like really if you watch that movie, you have to be feeling good by the end of it.
You have to be at least a little dead inside to not like this movie, I think, and to not be like a little affected by it.
Yeah,
I think
Miss Phillips actually, she was like, before we leave for Christmas break, we're gonna watch Muppet Christmas Carol, and I was like, I'm bringing in a sleeping bag, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm watching this movie. I'm being so comfortable while watching this movie.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh my god, I can't wait! Because like last year we watched something. I think we watched The Grinch or something in our class, and no one was into it.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because it was like the last day before break, and we were like, okay, lame. Anyway.
Right. I think that might be next week's podcast.
The Grinch, the Jim Carrey one?
Yeah.
Who you doing it with?
Connor Smith.
Oh, booyah.
Booyah.
I do like Gonzo and Rizzo in this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like the stylistic choice at the beginning where it's like, I was like, hi, I'm Gonzo, and I'm playing Charles Dickens, and I am Rizzo the Rat. Or he's just blatantly
just
there.
Rizzo as himself.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the narrator, and I am here for the food.
Yeah.
Like, he's just there. Even in, like, the credits, it just says, like, Rizzo as himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I love that they just,
Which adding to, like, the Muppets as people, not
it's just
as...
Muppets.
Yeah.
I love, like, the fact that, like, it's not just, like, the story that goes along with it, but it's also, you can pull, it's, like, layers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a layer of the TV, then there's the layer of Gonzo and Rizzo, and then it's the story itself.
Yeah.
So it's, like, they're intertwined with it, but they're a separate aspect from the movie itself.
Right. Because,
But
like, they
it all
do
ties
interact
in.
from time to time, like, with the school, with all their little antics, light the lamp, not the... Oh, charge battery. Where were we?
Gonzo and Rizzo?
Gonzo and Rizzo, yes. I do love all their, like, side gags. I think I mentioned earlier, like, it adds levity to serious moments. Like, light the lamp, not the rat is funny.
I like that part. And then he, like, drops them in, and, like, tunk. And then I like when he, like, comes up, like, out of the thing, and he goes, yeah! And then, like, the ice breaks around him. I like that practical effect as well.
Oh, yeah, it's great. And that's one of those moments, like, I wasn't even thinking about it while I was watching it. But then in retrospect, it's like,
how do you do
what
that?
the heck?
Yeah.
You know?
How does that happen? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, but, you know, it's great. It's great. I love it.
I really enjoyed it. I think they probably made wax. It's probably like a wax casting.
Yeah, that sounds about right, probably. I don't know enough about wax casting.
Well, or like wax over water.
Yeah.
If you crack wax, it's really easy to crack.
Right.
So like what they probably did is that they probably made like a wax disc the same size as the bucket, and they put it down. That way, when he fell, it just cracked easily.
Oh yeah.
And then they just casted the entire Muppet in wax. Because like if I'm really bored or whatever, I'm just like chilling out. I used to do all as a kid. Like stick my finger in like hot candle wax. It wouldn't burn. Okay. Because like it'd be like sticky. Yeah. So when you pull it out, it would like peel off.
Yeah.
I used to do like seashells too. It was like just fun to do.
Uh-huh.
So like it comes off, but like once it dries, it comes off of anything. Mm-hmm. They also might have just put like a plaster cast around it and then just cracked it.
Yeah. That's probably, I don't know. That seems right. Seems accurate.
I don't know. I don't want to know though.
Right. Exactly.
I can think about it, but I really don't want to know.
Yeah, just imagination.
Yeah. Imagination. I feel like some of the other Muppet movies, I feel like I can learn about the practicalities of it all, and I'd like to, because, like, it's fun, it's not like it's whimsical.
A filmmaking. Yeah, it's not whimsical. But, like, I genuinely do think pretty much every Jim Henson associated movie, Muppets especially, are like filmmaking miracles, pretty much. Yeah. And it's always fascinating to learn about them. But like this one is just so, like, it has the whimsical aspect, and it's so just tied intimately with my childhood. Me too. That I just don't want to know, you know? I
mean, it really does go back to that childhood thing of like, this is the movie that we're watching the night before Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is like your sweet dream movie. Mm-hmm. That and like A Christmas Story, watch that all the time. Yeah,
like, I'm not ashamed to admit I definitely view this movie through very rose-tinted glasses.
Of course, rose-colored glasses.
And that's okay.
It's nostalgia.
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's no shame in that.
That's true, but we also have experience looking at it through a filmmaker's eyes and also through a theater's eyes. Yeah. So, like, I'm doing a puppet thing right now in theater. We're making a show about puppets and presenting it to the elementary schoolers.
Oh, fun. Name and address withheld. Yeah.
So we're just going across and doing that. We have to make the script, make the set, make the puppets. So I'm on puppet committee right now, which is really cool. Because I get to take some of Jim Henson's ideas and, like, put them together. And then make the puppets itself. Yeah. So, which will be really fun. So I feel like we do have sort of a say in, like, the theatrics and the filmmaking and the script of it all. We're not just reviewing it from the eyes of, like, we were kids and we watched this, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Of, like, it's genuine, the composition of it all.
It is, like, from a technical standpoint, a
It's
masterpiece. Genius, yeah.
It's wonderful.
It really is.
What else can we add?
What?
I will say, there is one Muppet movie I did not like. I will not ever like it.
What's that one?
Gonzo Goes to Space, that one.
Oh, I haven't seen that in years.
It's forgotten all the time, and I feel like for good reason. Like, it's not something that... And it might be because it's not Kermit-related. Like, Kermit is in it, I think, but it doesn't center around him.
But Gonzo's the main character, I remember that.
But I feel like it just doesn't do a good job, like, conveying things.
Yeah, okay. I think I watched that, like, once when I was little.
Yeah, I remember very faint bits of it, but I remember, like, being, I think, 7 or 8, and I got secondhand embarrassment so bad from it that I stopped watching it.
Really?
It was so bad that I just didn't watch it. And I was like, let me not watch this.
Dang.
I also saw this clip recently of, like, it was Animal's backstory, and, you know the guy in the band that has, like the big mustache, or like this, and his eyes are, like...
Yeah,
that?
I think so.
Yeah, so... And he's like, yeah, man, I saved these for you. And it's like his drumsticks. And that guy, okay, so it's him, and he gets a knock on his door one day, and inside is baby Animal in a cage, and it says, please take care. So, like, Animal is his adopted son. And I didn't know that until I saw the little clip, and I was like, wow,
Aww.
That's adorable. I love that.
That's very nice. That's very sweet.
I love that. And I was like, Muppet trivia for myself.
Muppet trivia, yeah. Just the origin story. Which Animal in Muppet Christmas Carol has such a short appearance, but it's so good.
It makes it.
Yeah, because the band is just playing at the Christmas party, and he's on the triangle.
And it just dings.
It's like a ticking time bomb.
It is.
He's just...
And then he fully goes and he starts playing jazz.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It really does add everything more to it. Like, there's all the classic Muppets in there that you could ever hope to have.
Yeah.
Like,
Except Pepe.
Pepe's not classic.
Yeah, true.
He's just kind of there. It's okay, though.
We love him.
Yeah, we love Pepe. He's there. He's not a pedophile.
He is not. He is not
No.
a pedophile.
Or a nonce, which is what I've learned recently is what they call a pedophile in the UK.
Is that what that means?
A nonce.
Okay. Huh. Okay. I've heard that term. I never knew that's what it meant.
From where?
YouTube?
Me too. Who did you watch that said it?
I don't know, actually.
I watched Daz Games.
Daz Games? Okay.
I watched him since I was like in like 4th grade. Shout out Daz. He's so cool.
Shout out Daz.
Shout out Daz.
Shout out Daz.
Love him.
Yeah, who did I watch? I don't even know. Anyway, one Muppet. I actually don't know if I've seen Muppet Treasure Island.
I have. I love Muppet Treasure Island. We have to do that. Has to be like a summer episode though.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah.
It's like first day of summer. Like that's
what we're doing.
Muppet Treasure Island. Yo. Great movie ever.
I always see that one post. Someone says like Muppet Christmas Carol works because Michael Caine treats all the Muppets as fellow actors. Muppet Treasure Island works because Tim Curry treats himself as a Muppet.
As a Muppet, yes, yeah. Exactly. It's wonderful. I won't spoil anything for you.
Please.
But I will say that in terms of like the movie, the little boy that's in it plays John Silver, I think his name is. He's in like 3 other of the original Muppet movies.
Really?
Like the big like Muppet, because I feel like Muppets for a while they did book adaptations, which really works for them.
I think they should. I wish they'd go back to that.
I mean, Treasure Island works beautifully, by the way.
I'm sure.
Oh my god, it is. The songs in it too. Oh my god, it's wonderful. I can't wait for you to watch it. But it's just like the kid that plays John Silver. He's in like a bazillion of the other like original ones, and each time I'm looking at him, I'm like, I've seen you before.
So this kid just like grew up working with Muppets.
And I'm looking at him like, you might be Brian Henson. It's not.
It's not.
But it feels like it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like it's somebody who's worked so closely.
Yeah, so closely with Jim. Was that before or after Christmas Carol?
Treasure Island?
Yeah.
I think that might have been before. It was after. 1996.
Huh, okay.
Because Pepe's in this one. I remember that.
Oh.
Pepe's in Treasure Island.
Huh, fun.
I feel like Treasure Island is a really, really fun movie.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like, the Muppets have a movie for every season.
Oh, yeah.
Treasure Island is summer. It
that
has
makes
this
sense.
like whimsy to it that like I feel like I need to go to the beach right now. It gives me that feeling of like I gotta go, gotta get out of here.
Gotta do it.
Be on a pirate ship, man.
What would you say their spring movie is?
The Muppets, 2013, the one where they're like getting
Fair
everybody
enough.
back together.
Yeah,
That's a very
with
spring
Walter
movie.
and
With Walter,
Jason
yeah.
Segel. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a comfy movie too.
That is a wonderful movie. Man or Muppet, fire.
Excellent song.
Fire
Deserved
song.
the Oscar.
Downloaded on. Did it win an Oscar? Really?
I'm pretty sure it got Best Original Song. I might be wrong. It was at least nominated.
I'm looking it up.
Please do.
They did.
It did win Original
They
Song.
won original award. Yes, they did in 2012. I really enjoyed Muppets Most Wanted.
I
That's
don't
like a
think
fall
I've seen
movie
it
for
since
me.
it came out.
Wow.
Which was a while ago.
I'll watch it every year.
Really?
Mhm.
I need
Comes
to.
twice.
I'll see a clip every now and then, and I'll be like, I need to watch this movie again.
It's my favorite, and I learn new things about it every time that I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
One being, Tom Hiddleston's in it.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. He's the Great Escapo.
Huh.
It's literally him in a mustache, and he's breaking chains off.
That's hilarious.
And I didn't notice it until I was watching the movie again, and I looked at him really closely, and I was like, I know you.
That's Tom.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
I know him.
I did notice the inspector dude was the dad from Modern Family. Phil.
That's
Phil.
where I know him from. I've been looking at him for years trying to figure out where the crap I know him from. Are you dead serious that it's from Modern Family?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is! No!
Oh yeah, Tina Fey.
And Tina Fey?
Nice.
Ugh, and she has that weird little shrine of Kermit in her closet.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and
Beautiful movie.
Ricky Gervais is in it also.
That one guy. Stanley Tucci's in it.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
What is this cat?
Danny Trejo, Lady Gaga, Ross Lynch, Ray Liotta, Celine Dion in it. Diddy's in it.
No.
Diddy's in it.
Did he?
Diddy's in
No.
it. Diddy's in it.
Oh, I kind of wish I didn't know that, so I went and rewatched it, and then I'd see Diddy and just get jump scared. I'm sure I will get jump scared anyway, but now I'll know a
Oh my
jump
God.
scare's coming at some point or
Evil. Josh Groban's in it. I was very sad to see Usher's in it. I was very sad to figure out that Miss Piggy's played by a dude.
Yeah, it's Frank Oz, right?
Nope.
No?
Not in the newer ones.
Oh.
It's Eric Jacobson.
Huh. Yeah, that's always been funny to me, that, I don't know,
It's a dude.
you feel like you lost some representation there.
I feel like I lost a whole world. Because when I was like... I forget who it was that told me, or like maybe I looked it up, or like I saw a video about it online. I'm like, yeah, Miss Piggy's played by a dude. And I was like,
No. It can't be.
I was like,
That's
man.
not true.
I was like, they got me.
That's impossible!
No! They couldn't do this to me, please! This is my one representation is played by a dude! I'm like, get out, man. Sucked.
It happens.
I will say, like, did you see the thing where they're getting rid of the Muppets thing?
The ride? Oh my gosh.
No, they're getting rid of the entire park.
I know. They have
It's-
to save the studio.
The last... They made a movie about this, about why they shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's
I keep
so
seeing
sad.
things where it's like Jason Segel, like, get back there.
I know.
I'm very lucky to have gone when that place is still up.
I know.
Because I went
When is it getting taken down?
sometime in the next, like, 4 years.
In the near future.
In the
Yeah.
near future,
That's
yeah.
actually so tragic. It's
It's really
not right.
sad.
It's not right. Like
They're replacing it with Monsters, Inc., which, by the way, isn't even a part of Hollywood. Like, the Muppets are Hollywood Studios.
mm-hmm.
It makes no sense why there's Monsters, Inc. is there. Lame.
It's so I don't know. It's
Also,
just,
it's the last project that Jim Henson worked
Exact-
on
I was
before he
gonna
died.
say.
It's his legacy.
Yeah, it's his legacy. You can't tarnish that. It's a travesty. I don't know what's up with them. I don't know.
They've bought everything.
They've bought everything. I don't know. Disney try to be a good company challenge. Impossible. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They bought the BBC. They bought Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on there now.
Yeah.
Lame.
They're just I don't know. They're an unstoppable force. They're Vought IRL. You know what I'm talking about. You haven't seen The Boys. Have you? No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've not. I think I'm seeing Moana 2 tomorrow.
Are you?
Very excited to see that movie.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. As a kid, I loved Moana.
Oh, I loved Moana too, but I've heard the new one's not great. It didn't look great. It's not supposed to be great.
I don't know, man. Like, it's like, because Disney got, like, their new style now. It's, like, cartoon but realistic at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make me feel good. Because I'm someone, like, who grew up with, like, the 2D.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, or things that look like Tangled, where, like, it's not blatantly 3D, but it's still, like, looks nice and rendered is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I very blatantly, I, like, grew up on all that stuff. And, like, to have now with, like, Wish, I think that movie was, trash.
Trash
Trash
did you watch
movie.
it?
Trash animation.
Yeah, I've heard
Hated
it's
it.
bad.
Lame movie.
Didn't look good.
Had a lot of potential with the storyline.
Yeah.
Crap. Crap all over
I think
it,
the
man.
most I've seen about people talking about that movie is that the bad guy should have been the good guy.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things. Even things with, like Encanto. Like, I liked it, but I didn't like the style of it, like the animation. Because it looked, I don't know, it just looked too, like, childish to me. Like, it didn't look good. But, like, Moana looked good because they didn't make her, like, overly exaggerated.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Too cartoonish?
Yeah.
Or...
The style works from Moana, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they don't overdo it.
No. Like, it's, the color grading of everything is so beautiful.
Color grading's big.
That it's wonderful.
Yeah, very vibrant colors in all these Disney movies.
Yeah, I will say one of my favorite ones is Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite.
How do you feel about the live-action one coming out?
I saw the picture of Stitch, and I feel like they learned the lesson with the Sonic movie. So they just learned to just straight up like, give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited for it, to be honest. I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. I think it might be decent, hopefully.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the surfing scene and everything.
True.
And all
my gosh.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah. Mufasa comes out this
I'm not watching it.
Nobody's watching it. It is going to fail.
Why are we remaking movies?
I don't know. Because Hollywood, Disney in particular, is creatively bankrupt and they don't know what to do.
But the thing is that, like, we don't need Mufasa's backstory.
No.
We don't need to know what happens. We only need to know that Scar's name, by the way, before he was Scar, named Trash. He was named Trash by his parents. His name in Swahili literally means trash. Simba just means lion. That's all it means.
That's kind of funny.
I think Mufasa means king. Something like that.
Sounds right.
Lame. Oh, also, have you seen like one of the big hearing meows is Kovu? There's a Lion King 2, Kovu, and everybody's like, hot.
Which one was Kovu?
The dark lion.
Okay.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
No, but I'm not even surprised.
Like, I'm gonna show you the lion right now.
No, I think I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's the one.
It says webpage not available. Even my phone isn't letting me look at this
It's
thing.
rejecting it.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right.
Yep.
Sorry. Just tuberculosis. So how about Muppet Christmas Carol?
So how about it, man? Perfect movie.
Perfect.
I have no complaints.
No complaints. Like, I don't know. I think you have to be very much dead inside to not like this movie.
Yeah. I mean, hey, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Really,
absolutely.
I mean, that's all I can say about it.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it, go watch it. Watch it with the fam. Watch it by yourself. Do what you gotta do.
I will say, these movies, is I like to give, like, tastes associated with them so that I can, like, plan meals, like, if I watch them, whatever. This movie feels like hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic Mr. Fox feels like hot cider. Like hot apple cider.
Very much so.
So, like, grab your hot chocolate, whatever you like, go to town.
Get a nice little blanket. Just cozy up. And have yourself a nice little Muppet Christmas Carol night.
Have yourself a nice Muppet Christmas Carol.
And, I guess that'll do it for this episode of Pulp Diction.
Yes.
Remember what?
I said, and hey, happy holidays out there.
Happy holidays, everybody. From the Pulp Diction podcast. Remember to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Comment. Hit the bell for notifications.
Ew.
Every time there's a new one. Follow on Spotify. Rate 5 stars. I'll probably put this on Apple Podcasts if I feel like it one day.
Oh yeah, you're on Apple now?
I said I might if I gotta like figure out my account. I lost the password to my login and I don't know how to get it back. But yeah. Catch you on the flip flop.
See ya.